Being a researcher is so hard. You are working inconsistent hours on research nonstop, and it's an eat what you kill environment, which can be incredibly nerve wracking. I totally understand as a consultant and having worked in biopharma for years with organizations whose entire livelihood and the fact keeping the lights on depended on them being able to get grants. And so my point of view is that you're keeping a business enterprise running with your grants. So that's very, very, very stressful. I appreciate that perspective. That said, the level of chaos that comes from that kind of desperate need to constantly be submitting grants and being at this level of chaos is not great for them either. That cascades then to research administrators who have a real challenge balancing the workload that they have in general because of a variety of reasons, including the job of the research administrator is typically these days 2.0 FTE. So it's unlikely that any researcher has an RA that's not already managing 2 times the portfolio and doing the jobs of 2.5 people. It's an incredibly difficult, understaffed, and overworked space where RAs are constantly juggling one fire after another. And if you're the 4th PI in a day who's dropped a last-minute application on an RA's lap, there simply isn't enough bandwidth or time to do an adequate and thorough review, which means that in addition to now everybody feeling like they suck at their jobs, they now get to reinforce that fact in their minds by doing only a cursory review. This is a giant impact on research administrators, signature officials, the organizations, the PIs, everybody. Constantly being on call to respond to whatever grant may need to be submitted at any given time leads to chronic stress, which results in exhaustion and then reduced productivity. Our job requires expertise. The work that we do isn't about getting through as many activities as quickly as we can. It's a specialized job that requires precision and thoughtfulness. But for many of the RAs, the exact work we're hired to do is impossible in the face of a never-ending influx of late and last-minute grants. And there was a time, and I'm sure everybody remembers this because we're all old enough to remember that, when they noticed that surgeons were making mistakes and that there was a high mortality rate. And they did some studies, and after doing some research, they discovered that they needed to put limits on the time that surgeons worked on people to ensure there weren't mistakes being made through exhaustion. And they went through that same exercise with air traffic controllers. The same thing happens with air traffic controllers, where they also have to take time off, I think, every 4 hours, because the fatigue is, they need to make sure that they're on top of things, because the simple fatigue of being on for so long is incredibly difficult. The same thing is happening to research administrators right now, except we're not surgeons or air traffic controllers, and we did not sign up for this level of intensity and stress.